Good afternoon, guys. We are now comparing fractions. We've watched the multiples video, the factors video, the equivalent fractions, which is really important before you can do this, the equivalent fraction video, and now we're doing the comparing fractions video, which is one of my favorite ones. All right, so when we're comparing fractions, there's a rule. You need to make sure the denominator is the same. It's like saying, I have apples and oranges. Which one do I have more of? Well, you got to make sure you're dealing with the same kind of thing before you can compare them. All right, so let's see. I'm going to give you 3/5, and I'm going to put over here 2/3. And I'm going to try to put a sign in here that is either less than, greater than, or equal to. Now, 3/5 and 2/3. I'm not sure which one is bigger because this one has 5 pieces, this one has 3 pieces. I've taken 3 here, I've taken 2 here. This looks bigger because these numbers are greater than these numbers, but I don't know. I have to make sure I do the math. I have to make sure I take my time and do the process before I can figure this out. So, what I want to do is I want to make sure, I'm actually going to move these over a little more. I'm going to move 3/5 over here, and I'm actually going to move 2/3 a little farther away because I want to show you our comparisons very closely so you don't get confused and you can see them. Okay, so my first job is to make both of these fractions have the same denominator. So how I do that is I say, what's the number that both of these fractions can, both of these denominators can go into? Can they both go into 5? Well, 3 can't go into 5. Can they both go into 10? 5 can go into 10, but 3 can't go into 10 equally. Can they both go into 15? 5 can go into 15. 3 can go into 15. So I'm going to change these fractions. The first thing I'm going to do, okay, I have 15 now here on this denominator, and I have 15 in this denominator. So now, going back to our equivalent fractions, you know if you've done something to the bottom, you've got to do the same thing to the top. So how did I go from 5 to 15? I multiplied by 3. So that means I have to multiply by 3 up here. 3 times 3 is 9. So this new fraction now, instead of 3/5, is 9/15. Now we're going to do the same thing here. How did I go from 3 to 15? I said 3 times 5 is 15. And how that means if I do the times 5 down here, I have to do times 5 here. So 2 times 5 is 10. Now I can see that 9 pieces out of 15 pieces is less than 10 pieces out of 15 pieces. I couldn't see that before. Let's try one more. I know there's a lot of steps, but if you follow your steps, you won't make any mistakes unless you don't know your factors and multiples, and you're going to have to practice them. All right, let's try one more. Let's do 4/7. And let's see, let's put our circle here. Let's try to make sure we have space to put our new fractions close together. Let's put 4/7. Oh, let's put 4/6. I like 6 better. And 2/3, 2/4. I like that one. That's a good one. So 4/6 and 2/4. Not really sure which one is bigger yet. Again, this 4/6 looks like it could be. Maybe we're right. We don't know. Let's do the math. Let's follow the process. The first thing I have to do is make these have the same denominator. So I'm going to see my new fractions. Let's see. Can 4 go into 6? Nope. What about if we change it to 12? Can they both go into 12? Well, 6 can. 6 times 2 is 12. Can 4 go into 12? Yeah. 4 times 3 is 12. So that's a denominator that works. Let's change 6 to 12. And let's change 4 to 12. So we have our common denominator now, our least common denominator, which I'll get to in another video. So now we have to see, how did we get there? From 6 to 12, we did times 2. From 4 to, we don't know, we have to do times 2 again. So it would be 8. Nice. Now we have to do the same thing here. From 4 to 12, we did times 3. So what would I have to do here? Times 3 again. And 6. So now we can do our comparing. Now we see 8 pieces out of 12 pieces is actually greater than 6 pieces out of 12 pieces. So, good job with that. The only trick is, if you have to change your denominators, and let me show you. Last one. Sometimes you're not going to have to change both fractions, is what I'm saying. So, let's do this one really quickly. Let's change our inequality here. 1/2 and 5/10. So, here, you're not going to have to change this fraction because 2 is a factor of 2 and 2 is also a factor of 10. So you don't have to change it. I'll show you what I mean. 2 can go into 2. It can go into 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I don't have to look for anything for that one because it already goes into 10. So I'm just going to rewrite this one. I'm not going to rewrite that one. How did I go from 2 to 10? Times 5. So I have to do the same thing here. Times 5 and 5/10. Oh, they're equal. 5 pieces out of 10 pieces is equal to 5 pieces out of 10 pieces. I did not have to change this side because they already had the same denominator when I changed just one. Good luck.